everyone, today we're going to be comparing the price charts of the S&P 500 and Bitcoin over the past few years. But first, leave a like, comment and subscribe if you want more content from me. So for those of you who don't know what the S&P 500 is, the S&P 500 is a market index of the 500 largest companies in the world. You could look at it as a good representative of the overall stock market, how it has been performing over the past few years. So let's first of all take a look at the price charts of the last 5 years. If we take a look at the Bitcoin charts, we have seen that Bitcoin has been quite stable for a lot of years. You see here you have a small upwards movement, with then a dip, but it keeps going sideways for a whole lot of years. The S&P 500 is quite opposite. You have a steady growth with a big correction in 2015, and then it goes up again to the top. If you take a look at the Bitcoin chart, we only see a really big rise at the past year, 2017. It all started around around April 2017, almost exactly 1 year ago, where the price of Bitcoin skyrocketed to the top. If you take a look at the 1-year charts, we can see a lot of similarities. As you see, in March 2017, both the S&P 500 and the Bitcoin price kept growing steadily but surely at pretty unhealthy points. For the S&P 500, the top was reached at January 25th at $2,872. For the Bitcoin price, the top was reached, let me see, the 15th of December at almost $20,000. After that, both the S&P 500 and the Bitcoin price plummeted for like 60% for the, sorry, not 60, for the S&P 500, it plummeted quite some percent, I guess around 8%. The Bitcoin price chart plummeted over 60-70%. As we all know, you have to take in caution that the y-axis of the S&P 500 is not the same as that from the Bitcoin price chart. As we see here, every point increases the price with $25. If we look at the Bitcoin chart, it's more like $1,000 for every block. So it's, of course, it's percent-wise, you can compare them as really close to each other, but price-wise, of course, the Bitcoin price is a lot more volatile than the S&P 500, which is obvious because the stock market has is a lot more regulated than the Bitcoin price. So let's take a look at the year to date. So from January till now, as we see, the S&P 500 has risen till the January 25th, as we told, the 26th here, as we said a few minutes ago, and then plummeted around $300 on the 8th of February. For the Bitcoin price, it was pretty similar, but it started a bit earlier. On the 6th of January, it plummeted all the way to the 5th of February to the price of 6,900. As we see, the plummet went was for the stock market at the 8th of February, and for the Bitcoin price it was at the 5th of February. So a pretty similar day with a pretty similar graphic. As I said before, the prices cannot be compared with each other. You have to compare it more on a percent wise, even not percent wise, but more really at a visual chart wise look. Let's take a look at the past month. So the past month for both of them have been pretty volatile, even for the stock market, moving up up and down quite some percent, which isn't that normal for the stock market to be that volatile. You see both of them going down, up, and now they haven't been stabilized at the same price as almost a month ago, as we see here. The Bitcoin price is a bit different. The Bitcoin price has been rising over the past few weeks quite a bit. It doesn't have the exponential growth of December or November, but it's going steadily but surely up. Now let's take a look at the 24-hour price charts. Even the 24-hour price charts are quite similar. If you take a look, they have been going up almost all day with some volatility spikes, but overall they're also ended at the same place. They both ended at the same height. And so what can we conclude about these price charts? So of course there is a relationship between the stock market and the cryptocurrency market, even if they don't have nothing to do with each other. But the thing is that we people are behind these markets, and it doesn't really matter if you are invested in the crypto market or you are invested in the stock market. Humans react, the overall human race reacts the same at each situation. So just as the Bitcoin, the overall crypto market has been bearish over the past weeks and has searched for a reaction from the investors, a bearish reaction. Just happens the same with the S&P 500. So also the media, just like with Bitcoin, has been pretty bearish the last month, and that reflects the similarities between Bitcoin and the S&P 500. So I hope you like this video. Please comment if you have something to add to this video. I wasn't really detailed, but I hope you liked it to take a look with me at the price charts of both S&P 500 and Bitcoin graphics, and I hope I can see you next time with the next video. Thank you very much.